But before we get off of how to set up a group,
Yeah.
can you have, let's say you have 15 employees and you like 5 of them and want to pay their insurance and you don't like 10.
Yep.
Maybe I wouldn't say that on a podcast if that's what I were doing. But you can establish different kinds of groups that you qualify for differently. Is that correct?
Yes and no. Some carriers have more strict rules than others. Um, you want to be careful not to discriminate against employees, right? So I'm sure you guys talk about that a lot, right? You don't want to
Right.
discriminate against employees for any reason.
Well, it's good to set up your groups where it's like the men are on one side, the women are on the other, so that you
Yeah.
only pay for benefits people that aren't having kids.
Right, right.
Subdivide them by religion and ethnicity too. And things become really clear.
Right. Right. So you do have to make sure, generally speaking, we're not paying for part-time employees, right? They're excluded. As an employer, when you set up benefits, you determine what that threshold is. Is it people who only work 40 hours a week? Do you allow people who work 20 hours a week? You get a little bit of wiggle room there. You do have waiting or eligibility periods as well. So there are guidelines on that too, but that can kind of help a lot of small businesses. Well, I don't know if Martin's going to make it, past 30 days. I don't want to pay for insurance for him right now. You have a waiting period built into that. Some carriers will let you completely segment in a sense of, maybe you're only covering management, but you don't cover non-management. So talk with your broker about that. It can vary carrier to carrier and state to state what those rules are.
So those rules are set by carriers. That's not some federal man. I mean, the EEOC is there, but
Yeah. Again,
pretty much
yes and no. When we talk about different types of plans, generally speaking, what we've been talking about is called fully insured. Your Blue Cross, your United Healthcare, you pay a premium each month, and in return, you have those deductibles and copays. Those rules are generally mandated by the government to some degree. So Obamacare, one of the parts of that said you can't let employees wait more than 60 days before coming onto insurance. Now, again, there's always a gray area, right?
Right.
So take that for what it's worth. Then you have on the flip side something called level funded, which I don't think we really want to dive into today. It's a whole different beast. But when you get into that, the employer is essentially paying claims. And so you can really kind of nail down what you want covered, who you want covered, those types of things.